Hi everybody, welcome to class. My name is Tess and today we have a 40-minute backbending focused yoga class. For today's class, you'll need 2 yoga blocks or some kind of support. Let's get started. So come into a comfortable seat, kneeling, cross-legged, whatever feels good for you. You can come onto a seat on a block or a cushion just to give your hips a bit of space. And we're just going to rest our palms face down onto our thighs here. Close down your eyes. And I'm going to get you guys just to start to scan your body. Is there any tension? Do you feel any asymmetries through your body? And we're going to start to go a bit deeper right now with posture and breathing. So once you've scanned your body, bring your attention to your sits bone. So those 2 circular bones at the base of your pelvis. Now keeping your eyes closed, just start to become aware about the positioning of your weight. So do you lean more into one side than the other? And we're observing these things with no judgment. We're just simply becoming aware of our body. If you have noticed that you're favoring one side, can you bring yourself back to neutral? And then from here, guys, I'll get you to take an inhale. Can you lift up through the chest, maybe point your nose to the sky? You can open your eyes if it feels better now. And then as you exhale, scoop your belly in, and I want you to rock back on your pelvis. So tilt your pelvis back and look down. Now we're going to inhale, look up to the sky. We're going to add in the pelvis now. So pelvic tilt forwards. You feel that back arch. And then exhale, go the other way, tilt your pelvis backwards, look down. One more time, inhale up. Let that undulate up your spine, and then exhale back. Now we find a place in between, so a neutral spine here. I'm going to get you guys to find a place somewhere in between that forwards tilt and backwards tilt here. Weight is even. And then I'm going to get you to focus on those rib points. Draw those rib points slightly down to the hip points, and now lift up through the top of your head. Good. We're going to inhale here through the nose. Let's close the eyes and really enjoy this posture. Exhale out the nose. So we're going to be smooth with our breath. As we flow through today's practice, can you keep this steady breath? Cracking the eyes again, open once again. We're going to reach our left fingertips to the floor. Now you're going to walk your left fingertips out, bring your right hand up and over. So you're just finding this beautiful light side stretch here. So extending the arm up and over to the side of the room. Space for your ears and your neck, so we're not hunched up here. Look up to the sky. Inhale up through center. Right fingertips come to the floor, and you're going to walk your hand up, bring your left hand up to the sky. Now once again, can you just rotate your ribs up towards the ceiling, look up, and I just want you to feel space once again in your body. We're going to inhale back up through center. Both hands reach up to the sky here. Now I want you to find length and space through your side waist. And then you're going to interlace your fingers behind your back here. So you're going to straighten through your arms. I want you to spread through the pecs here and reach your hands towards the floor. Look up towards the sky. However, I want all this space through the neck, so we're not going to crank the neck back. Keep space through the back of your neck. One more breath here. And exhale, sit up and release. We're going to come to all fours. So come into your hands and your knees. Move whatever support you had away. And we're going to bring our hands under shoulders, knees under hips here. Inhale, drop your belly down towards the floor. Look forwards. And then as you exhale, round your spine up. Take a few like this, guys. And I want you to close your eyes if it feels good. And can you connect this movement solely to your breath? So we're going to draw it out slightly. Really, yoga, we want to create these luxurious, juicy movements. And we want to feel this fluidity through the body. Now we're going to come back to neutral. All we're going to do is slide our right leg back behind us, and we're going to open up to a modified side plank by taking the same right hand up to the sky. As you can see, my left knee is directly underneath my hip and my left hand is under my shoulder. So I'm really supported here. If we do a side plank variation anytime through today's class, please know this is an option for you. Option to float up that right leg. Maybe you challenge yourself by looking up to the right fingers. One more breath here. And then hands and knees to the floor, release. Other side straight away, left leg back. Left hand to the sky. This is your modified side plank and it's still an incredibly good version of plank. Option to float the left leg up, maybe look up to the sky, and I want you to feel strong and expansive through the body. One more breath here. And exhale, hands and knees to the floor. Now you're going to walk your hands forwards. You're in a modified plank. However, I want your shoulders to be at your fingertips here, so you're slightly forwards, yeah? And we're going to bend our elbows and lower all the way on to our bellies. Good. I'm going to get you guys to walk your hands all the way back to your lowest ribs. Keep your big toes together and press the tops of your feet into the floor. And then baby cobra. Inhale up. Just use your back muscles to do this. Exhale down. 2 more, please. Inhale, baby cobra. Remember, you're lengthening that tailbone to your heels. Exhale down. Last one. Now you're going to stay up here. Pause. Now the chin is tucked, the back of the neck is long, and these legs are switched on for your cobra, guys. So I want you to make sure your whole body is creating this posture. Option to stay, or you're going to reach your arms back, palms towards the floor, or turn your palms out. And as your final option, you're going to extend through the hips. So glutes are a part of this, right? You want your glutes to be working here to lift the legs. Hip extension. One more breath here. And release, hands at your lowest ribs, and just a gentle press back to downward facing dog. We're going to take 2 breaths here. And I just want you guys to settle here. Connect with your own breath. You don't have to stay with my pace. I want this to be your practice. Now, all we're going to do is take teeny tiny steps. If you can keep your feet straight, do so. But if you need to bend, of course, that's totally fine. Once you arrive at the top, bring your hands to your shins. Halfway lift as you inhale. So that spine is parallel to the floor. And then exhale over the body. Option now, maybe your fingertips can stay on the floor. However, if the hands on shins was for you, take that version and release. Last one, whatever version you are doing today, exhale. Now from here, bend your knees, grab opposite elbows, and I just want you to bend one knee at a time. And soft bend through those knees, nod your head yes, shake your head no, just let any compression through the neck release. We're going to release our hands to the floor, and then we're slowly, nice and slow, guys, slower the better here. I want you to slowly roll up through your spine, lower back, middle back, then upper back. Inhale, hands out wide towards the sky. And then as you exhale, bring your palms together at your chest. Good. We're going to release our hands by our side here. Close down your eyes. And I just want you guys to take a moment feeling your posture here. So again, bring the weight into your right then left foot. And then I want you to find somewhere in neutral. So we're going to lift up through the crown of the head. Maintain your posture throughout. We're going to flow sun salutation A's to warm up. So toes together, ankles slightly apart. Inhale, take your hands out wide and up. Keep your posture, lengthen upwards. And then as you exhale, hips back, chest forwards, arms are wide. Fold over your body. Halfway lift, inhale. Remember, your hands can be on your shins if you needed. Exhale, hands to floor, step your feet back to a plank hold. To modify, you lower your knees. You're going to shift forwards on your tippy toes and then bend your elbows, lower all the way onto your belly. Baby cobra, inhale, just your chest and head lift. Tops of your feet are on the floor. Exhale, release. Now challenge, tuck your toes under. I want you to press the floor away. You're like a plank right now, up to a plank position. And then hips to sky, downward facing dog. Take 1 breath here. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. Big toes to touch, ankles touch behind you. A bit of fun here, guys. Inhale, rise up on your tippy toes. As you exhale, bend your knees, sink your hips back, and get some spring here. It's a step or a little hop to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale, flat spine. Fold as you exhale. Inhale, hands out wide and up, big sweeping motion, you guys. We're going to reverse this right back down. Exhale, chest forwards, arms wide. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands to floor, step back to a plank, exhale, hold it here. Shift forwards on your tippy toes, bend your elbows, lower all the way down. If you have an upward dog, of course, add it in any time. I'm just gonna keep the sun gaze modified for today's class. But please know if you have any bells and whistles you'd like to add them in your own practice. Big toes touch, ankles touch, rise up high on your tiptoes. Bend your knees, look forwards, get some spring, step or jump to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold as you exhale. And then inhale, hands out wide and up. A little different this time, guys. We're gonna bend our knees, sink your hips for your chair pose. So today I'm gonna get you to keep your knees wide in parallel, so hip width distance, right? And then here, option, you're gonna interlace your hands at your lower back, straighten your arms. I want you to really squeeze those shoulders together here. Option to stay, or you're gonna bring your belly to your thighs, and we're gonna go for straightening the legs. Now let the head hang heavy. Again, we feel for space through the neck here. We're gonna stay here for just 2 breaths. Let the arms release towards that front of the room. We're gonna keep this interlaced, you guys. Soft bend through the knees, and let's come back up. Strong legs, hands up to the sky, breath in. Chest forwards, hips back, exhale, breath out. Beautiful. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands to floor, step back, exhale. We're all gonna come down onto our bellies, however you get there. Good. Now for me here, we're gonna come to a baby cobra. Now you're welcome to stay here if you're modifying. I hope we're becoming aware there's a bit of a theme. We're opening through those pecs, right? We're opening through the chest. So option to stay, or you're gonna interlace your hands at your lower back. And then you're gonna start to straighten your arms towards the back of your mat. Good, now I want you to really release through those pecs, open up here. Option to stay, or you're gonna float your legs up off the floor. 2 breaths only, big breath in, full exhale. You guys are doing really well. 1 more, stay strong. Opening through those pecs and keep that chin slightly tucked. And release. Hands at your lowest ribs, baby cobra. Any lower back things, leave this one out and just go to downward dog in your own time. Otherwise, maybe you want to see for straightening your arms. Thighs are off the ground, guys. Draw your chest forward, shoulders back, upward dog. Roll over your toes, downward dog. Good, big breath in through the nose. Open mouth. Now we're going to inhale our right leg up to the sky. So I want you to press the hands into the mat to extend the leg further up. You're going to turn your leg out to the right and bend the knee. Good, now I want you to kind of press the sole of the foot towards that wall behind you so you're engaging through the glutes. But guys, it's really important that that right shoulder does not lift. It remains in position. 1 more breath here. Stay for the exhale. Now you're going to inhale, extend the leg long, and then turn it to parallel. So the hips are neutral now. Bring your knee into your chest, guys. You're way up high on those tiptoes, like an angry cat. Look between your hands and step through heel toe, ideally. Remember, if you fall short, use your hands to help you. Now we've got our blocks or our support. Remember, if you don't need these at any point in class, just don't use them. You can always ditch them. All we're going to do is find a little sink through the hips here. So I want you to find a little stretch through glute and hamstring. And then as you exhale, I want you to straighten the leg, bow down. Now for this one, guys, I don't want you to feel too worried about the form. I kind of just want you to feel good, yeah, in this movement. So don't worry about it. I want you to maybe close your eyes and just focus on connecting this movement with your breath. If you can, for the next few rounds, just slow it down a touch. A slow, maybe 4 count inhale, and a slow exhale. Remember, if you feel like you don't need the blocks or the support at any time, just ditch them. We won't be needing them too much for class, but just to have them there is a good option. And then the next time we come forward, we're going to hold it there, bend the knee, You're gonna tuck that back toe under and we're gonna find warrior one. So hop it slightly forwards, heels to the ground, and then we're gonna bring the hands out wide and up. Good. Now we're holding warrior one, guys. Cues here, make sure the hips are kind of pointing forwards, so rotating forwards. And I want that back toe pointing more so forwards than out. Yeah, more functional this way. Level one, stay. Level two, you're going to interlace your hands at your lower back. Yes, we're going there. And then you're going to straighten your arms, lift your chest up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, humble warrior as an option. Right shoulder next to your right knee. Let the head release. So please don't hold through the neck muscles here. Totally relax. You guys are doing so well. One breath in. Stay for the exhale. Now strong legs here. Keep the interlace. You're going to rise back up. That's it. Good. And release the hands up to the sky. Breath in. Hands to the floor. Breath out. Lift that back heel up. Now you're in a lunge. Right hand up to the sky. Easy twist. Look to your fingertips. We're going to transition to side plank. Remember, there's a modified plank with the knee on the floor as an option. Otherwise, you're going to roll on the knife edge side of that left foot. Bring your right foot to stack. Breath in here. And out. Let's come to child's pose, knees wide, toes together, press the hips to the heels. Rest your forehead down, 2 breaths. Come on back up. We're going to go straight to downward dog for our other side. So lifting up through the hips. You're going to inhale, left leg up to the sky, guys. Remember, you're pressing your hands into the floor to elevate that leg even higher. And then turn your knees and your toes out to the left, bend the knee. So you can see my left shoulder is right down in line with my right. And then I want you to press that heel back towards the wall behind you. So you're activating through the glute and you're also opening through that hip flexor. There's a lot going on, I know. Inhale, you're going to straighten that leg. Turn your toes to the floor. Exhale, knee to your chest. Rise up high on the right tip toes. Step through heel toe. Back knee to the floor. So we found our flow. Inhale, drop your hips. Exhale, bow down. Remember, you guys, use the blocks, don't use them. It's totally up to you. I want you guys more so now to just focus on feeling good in your body. So I'm not going to be too nitpicky with cues. Focus on connecting this very simple flow to your breath. Find some meditative movement here. Next time, we're going to bend into that left knee, tuck the back toes under, and you're going to find warrior one. So remember, we plant that heel firmly on the floor. Inhale, hands out wide and up. Exhale, hold into your strong stance. So I want you guys to remember we're anchoring, or we're kind of wrapping this hip forwards. So hips are primarily pointing forwards. We're going to interlace our hands behind our back. Now straighten your arms. Inhale here, puff the chest up. You're welcome to stay here, or exhale, left shoulder in line with your left knee. Again, we're releasing through those neck muscles here, guys. So we're not holding, totally relaxed here. One more breath. Stay for the exhale. Now strong legs, guys. Activate through those legs here. Press the floor away. Peel yourself up. Release your hands to the sky. Breath in. Hands to floor, breath out. Lift that back heel off the floor, left hand to sky. So you're stepping that left foot on top of the right. Remember, you can do this with the knee on the floor. However, if you can do the full version, yes, have 2 legs straight. Look forwards if you can to balance, challenge your balance, and then hands to the floor, high plank, hold here. Shift forwards on your tip toes, bend your knees lower all the way onto your belly. Fingertips wide here, guys. Tops of the feet onto the floor. Inhale, dancing cobra, up we go. Exhale, release. 2 more times. And release. Last one. And release. Now we're going to come to Sphinx pose here. So elbows under your shoulders, palms to the floor. Now I want you guys to lengthen that tailbone back towards your heels. You could probably see in that movement, my glutes switch on, yeah? About 40–50%. You want them to help you here. Draw your chest through the upper arms, and then we're gonna bend up our right leg. If that's okay for you, you're gonna bend up your left leg. 2 legs are bent here. And then I want you to think your thighs off the floor. Can you do it? Draw your chest through, squeeze through your glutes here. 1 more breath. And you're gonna release as you exhale. It's an active floor bow. Hands at your lowest ribs. Option baby cobra, or you can peel off the floor, upward facing dog. You're warm now. Roll over the toes. Downward dog, breath in through the nose. Open mouth. Breath out. Inhale, right leg to sky. Tiger curl, knee to chest. Exhale, step forwards. Warrior 1, you're familiar with it now. Inhale up. Interlace hands at your lower back. Exhale. Straighten your arms, lift through the chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Release, bow down. Let the head release. 1 breath. Strong legs, guys. You're gonna rise back up to the sky, breath in. Good. Now, arrowhead, exhale, chest forwards, arms wide. 1 more time, inhale up. Keep it moving. Exhale. Now I want you to feel this weight through that right leg, yeah? Strong leg. Up we come. Now I want you guys, it's a bit of a tricky transition, check your balance. So I want you to lift that back heel off the floor, you're on the toes now. Same thing, arrowhead, you're gonna come forwards into that right leg. Now you're really light on the left toes. Option to keep your toes on the floor, or you're gonna slide forwards and see if you can come up to a full aeroplane posture here. So I want you to extend through this back leg. The torso should be in extension, yeah? See if you can hold it, guys. I'm gonna challenge you. Find a point to look at that's not moving. 1 more breath. Now a long step back to a lunge, hands to the floor. Good. Side plank, whatever variation you're taking. Right foot on top of left. Remember that knee can come to the floor if you need. Hands to the floor, child's pose, knees wide. 2 breaths. Downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Press the floor away with your hands. Other side, left leg. Inhale up, full extension, guys, through that leg. Tiger curl, knee to your chest. You're high on the right tip, toes 2 step forwards. Warrior 1. Inhale, hands out wide and up. Exhale, interlace at your lower back. Straighten your arms, puff your chest up. Inhale, humble warrior. Exhale, just 1 full cycle of breath here. Release through the neck. Strong legs, guys, up we come. Back to warrior 1, arms. Inhale, arrowhead, exhale, chest forwards, arms wide, beautiful. Just 1 more like that, guys. Feel the weight transfer into that left leg, yeah? Last one, here's your transition. As you lift up, rise onto the right tip toes, and then we're gonna go back to arrowhead, bring the weight forwards. Slide the toes in. Level 1, keep the toe on the floor. Level 2, full airplane here, guys. So think baby cobra through the torso, yeah? 1 more breath. Long step back, lunge, hands to the floor. Side plank, whatever version you're on. And downward, or high, back to high plank, pardon me. And we're gonna lower onto our bellies. Soft bend through the elbows, straight down onto your bellies. And let's just rest our forehead onto our hands like a pillow. Shimmy your hips side to side and just take a breath in. Catch your breath. We find some prone back bends here. So first of all, we're going to find baby cobra. So inhale, lifting up. Option to stay in baby cobra. This is perfectly fine. Or you're going to reach your hands back. Maybe you turn your palms out and then maybe find full locust here. So extension through the legs. Slightly easier on the lower back if the legs are wide, a bit harder if the ankles are closer together. So just do what feels good for you. 1 more breath here. And release as you exhale. Rest your forehead onto your hands. Shimmy your hips side to side. So in your back bending, guys, it's absolutely key that you're lengthening that tail back, yeah? It's almost like you're clenching your bum. Now, we're gonna come back into locust pose as an option, or you're gonna interlace your hands at your lower back. Now from here, same thing, guys, you're gonna rise up. You open through those pecs. We spent all class prepping ourselves. Option to lift the legs up. And then here's your little challenge. Maybe you're gonna bend your knees. Thighs are off the floor. And I'm pulling on your hands backwards. You can feel your pecs opening here. One more breath, you guys. And release. Make a pillow with your hands. Just shimmy your hips side to side, release. And then we're just gently gonna make our way back to downward dog. Nothing fancy here. Lift your hips up to the sky. Extension. Elongate through the waist. Last flow here. Right leg to sky. Breath in. Step through, breath out. Warrior one. Back heel to the floor. Inhale, hands up. Humble warrior. So first interlace, pardon me. Inhale, straighten through the arms. Lift the chest. Humble warrior. Exhale. Good. Strong legs, rise back up. We're going to keep the interlace this time. Again, a little bit tricky. Can you rise up onto the back tip toes? Yeah. We're going to propel forwards into that right leg. Left toes can stay on the floor if you need to. However, if you can, come to that full aeroplane with a bind. Looking really good, you guys. One more breath here. Stay for the exhale. And let's stand up, release at the top of your mat. Just close your eyes. Let all that movement pass through your body, yeah? So space in between just allows us to really metabolize this practice. Inhale, hands out wide and up. Hips back, chest forwards as you exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Left foot only back. Side plank, right foot on top of left, right hand up to the sky. Now here's your challenge. Maybe you stay, maybe you float your right leg up. Flex the foot, one breath, and we simply release back to downward facing dog. One full cycle of breath here, guys. Inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, exhale. We go to the other side. Left leg extends up. Find that extension, elongate through the waist. Exhale, knee to your chest. Curl in to step through. Warrior one. Inhale, hands out wide and up. Interlace at your lower back. Exhale. Straighten your arms, lift your chest. Inhale here. Exhale, humble warrior. Bow down, let the hands come forwards to the front of the room. Strong legs, guys, up we come. Now we're gonna keep that bind. I know it's a lot through those pecs. Rise up through the right tip toes, and we're just gonna propel our weight forwards for a bound airplane. Right leg up, you've got this, just 2 breaths. Choose a point to look at that's not moving, and you can do it. One more. Feet at the top of your mat, Tadasana mountain pose. Close your eyes. 2 breaths here, allow that flow to move through your body and settle. Okay, nice and slow, tuck your chin, round your shoulders. Slowly, 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 all the way down, halfway lift. Right leg steps back, right hand flat to the floor, side plank, whatever version. If you'd like a little challenge, left leg up to the sky. 1 breath. And hands to the floor, lower onto your bellies. Soft bend through the elbows, good. So you're making a pillow with your hands once again. Rest your forehead onto your pillow. And let's take 2 breaths here, guys. You've done so well today. So let's give ourselves a little break before we find this peak posture. We've been working through it for pretty much all of class. So you have options. So we've done a lot of back bending today. Any variation that we've done, you can take that here. Otherwise, we're going to find Cobra, and we're just going to lift up through the knees. Yeah? So bend your knees. Option, you can interlace if you want it more active. Otherwise, you're going to grab your ankles. Lengthen your tailbone towards your knees here. And I just want you guys to feel your legs kick backwards. But again, we're being really slow and tender with ourselves, because once you add in the force of kicking, it does take it to a whole new level, right? We've been doing very active back bends. We're just going to be here for 2 breaths. If you can, balance on your pelvis and lift the thighs off the floor. Let's take one more inhale and exhale, release. Let your forehead come onto your hands and just shimmy your hips side to side. Hands at your lowest ribs. Option baby cobra or upward facing dog, up to you. And downward dog, roll over your toes. Good. Breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, exhale. And you're going to inhale your right leg up to the sky one more time. We'll find half pigeon here. So right knee behind your right wrist, right foot behind your left wrist. So remember here, there's always options. So you can always come to deer pose where you're fully sitting on that right hip. You bend the left knee out and you just kind of bow down to the right leg. If you've got full half pigeon, all you're going to do is walk your hands forward and just simply find a comfortable position for you to stay in for 6 breaths. So rest down. We're halfway there in this posture, so if you have a little space to explore and just sink into it, do it here, do it now. And then you'll gently walk your hands back towards you. Both palms are flat to the mat. Tuck the back toes, and you're just going to extend the right leg back to the left. Inhale your left leg up to the sky. Other side, half pigeon here. So knee behind your wrist, foot behind your other hand. And then remember, there's always the option for deer pose. Otherwise, inhale for space, and then exhale, you lengthen. And remember, we don't want to go too deep in these stretches. You just want to find a sweet spot that you can stay in, that's sustainable for you. You're halfway there now, so if you have space to deepen and explore your posture, do that now. And then for me here, you're going to walk your hands back in towards you. All you're going to do is take the weight onto your left hip, swing your right leg out around to the front. And we're just going to hug our knees into our chest here. I love this shape. And let your forehead touch your knees. You're a little cosmic egg here. I want you just to hug yourself tight and feel just comforted by your own embrace. So we're coming down to a few longer floor postures here. So make sure you have a support. It can be a pillow, a block, or anything close by. And all we're going to do is reach the hands forwards and take a slow lower down. Good. Now for me here, all you're going to do is hug your right knee into your chest. Give yourself a big cuddle here. Nice big cuddle, and extend your left leg long. Now you want to feel slight compression through the chest and the belly. Little compression on your organs, help a bit with your digestion. One more little squeeze, and then you're going to extend the right leg over to the left and take your right arm out to the right. So for this portion of class, it's really about calming your nervous system and just relaxing. So I want you to find a passive stretch here. Let the weight of your right leg facilitate this stretch rather than pulling, because it's not about that right now, it's about softening into the shapes. No pressure, only relaxation. Slowly bring yourself back in center using your core. Shift the hips back to neutral And then all you're going to do is switch over to the other side. So hug your left knee into your chest, give yourself a big cuddle here, extend the right leg long. And then I want you to hug that knee nice and tight into you again, compressing through the left side. So a little bit of compression through your organs, intestines, like a little hug, internal hug. And then let's take it over to that twist. So left leg over to the right. Left arm out to the left. You can turn your head to look over your left fingertips, of course. Just do what feels natural for you. And you're letting this weight of the leg deepen your twist here. Less effort, the better. Just 3 more breaths if you can soften a bit deeper. Bracing through the abs, just gently roll back through center. Shift the hips to neutral, and we're going to reach for our support. Can be anything really, just as long as we're elevating the hips here. So we find our Viparita Karani, which is legs up inversion. So rest your hips onto a support, so they're slightly higher than your chest, and then just extend one leg up to the ceiling at a time. You want to show the soles of your feet to the ceiling, and essentially what we're trying to do here is drain the lower limbs of blood and fluids to really give our legs a rest from doing all of that solid walking and all the good things our legs do for us. Just giving our legs a little rest, a bit of respite. You might literally feel all the blood draining from the veins in your legs right now. And we'll hold this for 6 breaths to ensure that we're just truly draining those limbs. One foot to the floor at a time. Remove your support. And you'll gently lower your hips to the floor. Roll your shoulders down, your ears, palms face up, and then extend one leg forwards at a time. Close your eyes. Let's finish with a cleansing breath here. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, let everything go. One more inhale, gather up any negativity you don't need. Open mouth, let it go. Soften your body onto your mat. Soften your mind. And soften your internal state of being. If you'd like to stay longer in your Shavasana, there is the option to stay, of course. If you'd like to be guided out, simply start to wiggle your toe tips, wiggle your fingertips. Broaden the movements slowly and slightly. you'll bring the ankles together, toes together. Reach your arms up above your head, point your toes forwards, full body yawn here. Bending up one leg at a time, soles of the feet on the floor. And then you just gently roll over onto your right hand side. Keep your eyes closed, be gentle with yourself here. And then you'll just press your way up to a seat, crossing your legs. Inhale, reach your hands wide and up to the sky. Exhale, palms together at your chest. Close your eyes, and we'll finish with one cleansing breath here. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Let it go. Cracking your eyes open. That is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again.